The Idaho Statesman newspaper is reporting that the suspect in those horrific 2022 killings of 4 University of Idaho students has just accepted a plea deal.
Well, what we're learning, the Idaho Statements is getting this, citing letters that were sent to the family members, and what is being reported by them is that a plea deal was reached in this death penalty case. You know, I've covered this case from the beginning in Pennsylvania, and as the evidence and the discovery kept going back and forth and the pretrial motions kept being heard and the orders were issued, any defense that Kohberger had was wedged away bit by bit by bit. And the final blow really came this last week when just days ago the order came down that he would not be able to have any alternate perpetrators, because the defense had said, we know of some possible suspects that we want to bring in this case that are the actual ones that did it. And the judge said,
to say that this was a great disappointment for the families, friends, people who followed this case from the beginning, it's an understatement. I covered this case, my best guess is about maybe 7 or 8 videos. I have a few on my Rumble channel. My handle is Friendshot Mike. If you just type in Idaho Murders, you'll see him. Friendshot Mike, one word. And Idaho Murders. People, I tell you, from the beginning, I told myself when I put the 5 C's on this thing, the murders occurred on November 13th of 2022. So way back in the day, 2+ years ago, I put the 5 C's on this thing. Of clues, codes, colors, the confirmation time, which includes the dates and conclusion. I just shook my head like, wow, 4 young lives. Then he got caught. I believe his father was in the car. I think it was a gray Hyundai. I mean, I just remember bits and pieces. The address was 1122. As soon as I saw 1122, I thought about JFK, because JFK died on 11/22, and my mind just went through one scenario after another, and I'm like, you know, this is just crazy. And here we are, a plea deal. Now, some family members were like, hey, okay, we'll do that. Then some family members were like, look, death penalty. These halls of justice on these states, it's just bizarre. There's a lot going on here. You guys will probably remember in the chats, people were saying, Pearson, a lot of them were up all night at some type of fraternity get together, like a dance. I vaguely remember, but I remember doing the video. Put in the comment section, remember that. I remember doing the video, and it's got to be on there. They were at some type of party, and people alleged it was some type of fraternity or frat group, and you know, the questions came out in other social media. Was this a sacrifice? You know, it was just bizarre. I think I read just about every aspect as possible. But again, this guy was caught in a vehicle with his dad. So let me just drill down to this thing, because I'm gonna do the 5 C's of today, okay? I think you'll find it interesting. Now, one of the first bizarre things, like I said, was the address, 1122 Kings Road. King Road. When you think about the environment that we have today, a King Road in Moscow, Idaho, November 13th, 2022. My condolences to Kaylee, Madison, Zena, Ethan. May you rest in peace, and your families. He took a plea deal, y'all. He took a plea deal. I don't think it should have been granted. I don't know. It's crazy. But check this out. King Road comes out to 79 and 47. Why would I bring up these two numbers? Well, I teach future past as well as the 5 C's. Because believe it or not, these spiritual powers who I believe had a lot to do with this thing. Who's 79 years old right now? And you fill in the blank. And who's the 47th president? And you fill in the blank. And I'm not saying that he got anything to do with it, or she got anything to do with it, or whoever you come up with between these two numbers. Who's 47 and who's 79 years old right now? You fill in the blank. King Road. Come on, man. Is that coincidence? Well, Pearson, the person wasn't 79 at the time. Of course, like I tell you, they do future past. These are demons. Because I do believe these 4 children were sacrificed. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Lord. Come on. Let us get out of here and go to heaven. Now, here's one of the videos that I did back in the day. Check this out. Look at the colors.
Here he is. They're saying he's between 25 to 28 years old. But I want you to look beyond that. Look at this door. What color do you see? Are those not Phoenician colors? Tiffany blue. You gotta go to my website, Tiffany blue and purple Phoenician colors. A sacrificial killing, I believe, took place.
You can see back in the day, my old channel. At that particular time, I had 90,000 subscribers. See that? For those of people who be emailing me saying I didn't have other channels. This is an old channel that I had back in the day. This one showed at least 90,000 subscribers at the time. I was able to reach 124,000, and that was YouTube. This one got, 13,000 views in one day. Can you imagine 13,000 views in one day? That'd give me a heart attack today, if I could get that much, but I digress. Look at this decode.
In Idaho. Check out the video.
So yeah, there you go, you see.
On Transformers?
You see right there, I have a history. That video here is over 2 years old on Rumble. I put some of the videos on Rumble, and I had a lot, like I say, on YouTube. And I put down purple, Tiffany blue, Phoenician colors signifying possible sacrifice. Those of you all who've been with me, you know what it is. I'll put a video in the link to explain those colors. You can wear the colors, ain't nothing wrong with the colors. It's just that the evil people, when they do their mess, they show the colors, okay? That's all I can say about it. Now check this out. Listen to this here.
Reason that you're not just naming somebody, hoping that speculation will rule the day and that injustice may occur. But in any event, to Gene's bigger point here as well, Jake, the frustration of the Moscow community, the sadness, the profound tragedy. They want to know the why, but this particular defendant will be under no requirement to actually say the why. If he provides some solace or comfort and the reason, we know it will not be enough. But in any event, the idea that it's taken off the table for the prosecutors, they want to ensure that if they believe this person, which he is agreeing to, has committed these heinous acts, the idea that he will never see any life beyond the bars might be sufficient for the families who will ultimately, at any sentencing, have their day in court to talk about the impact on their lives and others that somebody who's pled guilty to these heinous crimes has had. It will be taken into account, but 4 consecutive life sentences possible here. He is never getting out. A plea removes his right to appeal. This is
so he can't appeal. He's done. It appears 4 life sentences, 1 for each victim. And again, look at the colors. Were the powers involved in this thing? Purple and Tiffany blue. Isn't that something? I brought it out then in 2022. Now listen to this. There's a confusion as to when the relatives were told. I think this gentleman clarifies it as to when the relatives were told about what the verdict would be or what the options were. Check it out.
Okay, well, first of all, I have sources who have told me that the family members were consulted, but it was a last-minute consultation. They have been led to believe all along that this thing was going to trial. They have booked Airbnbs for 3 months. They've got plans. They've taken time off work. They were told we're going all the way with the death penalty, and they were not told until the very last minute, not long before I found out that this was going down. So there was a consultation, but it wasn't a very
That
good
doesn't sound like a consultation.
In
That
terms of
sounds
why
like,
the
like we're letting you know this is happening.
Yes, I think they pretended, this is my take, they pretended to consult, but they had their mind made up. There were backroom negotiations happening, I believe, with the defense since at least Friday. That's what I believe. In terms of why the prosecution may want to do this. You know how it works when you get on death row. Even if they got a conviction, even if then at sentencing the jury said yes to death unanimously, there are people in Idaho who have been on death row for 30 and 40 years. These families would have to go through all of this for decades.
Crazy people, just crazy. It just blows my mind. I mean, you've got 4 young lives. It's just crazy to me. I was looking through my photos also in relation. This is not the first time they've had like a purple with a blue background. This here was a case of something back in the day, a murder of a 9-year-old boy, Franklin Park. See, they got the guy talking to the media, got the purple background. They do this a lot, people. They do it a lot. They do it a lot. Allegedly, this is what the powers. When they doing stuff, they show their colors. Now here's the list. November 13th was the murders, and he was arrested December 30th, okay? December 30th, he was arrested. Then they were supposed to have trial set, stuff like that, but hey, I believe all that's over with. I think all that's over with. Now that he's got the plea deal. We'll follow up. But check this out. We've got 11/22 of 2024. That's the anniversary of that's the anniversary of JFK being slain. At the same time, that's the address of where the tragedy happened on 1122 Kings Road. So I put 2024. Now check this out. Today's plea deal was 6/30/2025. So what I'm telling you, it's exactly 7 months and 9 days from the anniversary of JFK and also the address that I have. I want you to understand what I did. I took 11/22, again, JFK's assassination anniversary, and 11/22 was the address where the killings took place. And I made it 2024. And then in 2025, which is today, 6/30 of 2025, the plea deal was taken. That's 7 months and 9 days. What is 79? Like I told you before, 79. Who's 79 years old right now? Trump. Is that coincidence? Who's the 47th president? Trump. Is that coincidence? Do you believe in future past when it come down to the spiritual thing? I do. Been doing it too long, baby. So allegedly the powers did this in relation to a kingdom to come. Because we're in the last days. Satan about to get his new world order. He about to get his golden age. And people, I believe they're doing sacrifices. I didn't say Trump doing them. What I'm saying is that the powers are doing them in relation to the kingdom that's coming. That's all I'm saying. Now, check this out. That's Trump's birthday, 6/14, right? Okay, so check this out. Let's go with this here. Brian Christopher Kohberger. His birthday, Kohberger. His birthday is November 21st, 1994. Christopher. Christopher. Christ or Christopher Columbus. I don't know how to read that, but I thought that was interesting. But 11/21 is his birthday, 11/21. Watch this. Take 11/21/2024, his last birthday. Today's plea deal, 6/30/2025. The difference is 7/13. Drop the mic. Drop the mic. Those of you all have been around me long enough, you know what 713 is. What? This is his birthday, Pearson? His last birthday? Yep. The guy who's taking a plea deal. And this is today's date, 6/30. You mean to tell me his birthday is exactly 7 months, 1 week, and 3 days from now? Well, his birthday is exactly 7 months, 1 week, and 3 days ago? Yes. And on 7/13, that's when Trump got hit in the ear, they say, in Bel Air, Pennsylvania? Yes. That's a mathematical improbability, and you know it. And it's also 222. And you know 222 means beast system or Antichrist. You see what I'm saying as a sacrifice? On July 13th, that's when they tried to take Trump out, so they say. And 222 is the beast system for the Antichrist. Boy, I tell you, it's crazy. Now watch this. Those of you all who want receipts and been with me for a while, welcome new subscribers. Let me show you. See that? 222, Antichrist system, 222, beast system. Beast system. Now check this out. 11/21/2026. His birthday coming up next year. Well, next year. Kohberger's birthday, 11/21. Trump's last birthday was 6/14/2025. The difference between their birthdays is 75 weeks. What's 75? The 75th day of the year is March 16th. That's 3/16. That's sacrifice. 3/16 is sacrifice, like Jesus sacrificed for our sins. Hallelujah. I tell you, they speak with numbers. Now, listen to this logic. On 12/30/2022, that's when Kohberger was arrested. Remember that. 12/30. Watch this. I'm going to throw this in the mix. Trump is going to see Ron DeSantis tomorrow. His birthday is 9/14. Right? 9/14. And so is Pope Leo. Now watch this. On 12/30, Kohberger was arrested. Take 12/30/2022, the day he was arrested. Today's verdict, he said what? I got the plea deal, 6/30/2025. The difference is 9/14. Drop the mic again. You can stump on it if you want to. You mean to tell me that this 12/30 Pearson, the day that this man got arrested, versus today's plea deal is exactly 9/14, which is Ron DeSantis' birthday, and it's Pope Leo's birthday? And I just did a video on all this because possibly something might go down. Come on, man. That's right. Somebody might be unalive. You never know. Is all this lining up? Pearson, why you think that? Well, think of it like this. These murders happened in Idaho, right? Okay. And the verdict was today, right? He did a plea deal today, right? Okay. All right. What else happened in Idaho? Oh, yeah. We had 2 firefighters die in Idaho yesterday. Hello, Idaho. 1 and 1 is 2. JFK is 1. Trump could be the second one. I digress. Now watch this here. 6/30/2025. That's today's date. He got a plea deal. 5/29/2024. That's the last birthday. That's a birthday of what? Of JFK. 5/29. That's his birthday. The difference is 1/11. Why is 1/11 important? The 111th day of the year is April 21st. That's when the Pope died. The old church over with. The new one starts with Leo. That's all I'm gonna say about it. 1/11. We just finished the championship finals between the Indiana Pacers, who lost to OKC. Both of them scored games where it was the point of 111. I can go all day, 111. 111 has been showing up ever since the Pope died. He can rest in peace. Now look at this here. 7/7/2023. Well, am I done? Am I done? I think that's it, people. I think that's it. That's it. What do you think? Like I said, I've got videos from the past. You can go to French Shot Mike on Rumble, and then put in Idaho murders and watch some of the videos from 2022. I believe this is a sacrifice in relation to The powers creating a new system. We live in a devilish world, y'all. That's all I know. That's all I know. God bless you. Good night. Remember, Jesus is King of Kings and Lord of Lords. I don't believe it was a coincidence that this situation happened on King's Road. It screams, it speaks, and these decodes speak, okay? Brian Kohberger, he made a plea. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. But like I said, look at the colors, people. Look at the colors. I've been teaching y'all colors since I started YouTube, since I started look at it. Am I right about the colors? All these coincidences with the same colors, no matter what you do, the colors keep showing up, the purple and the blue. And it won't always be the same shade, but the colors will be there. Y'all know I'm right because I'm consistent. When this stuff go down, usually the colors show. I don't know how the powers do it, but they got their hand in it. You guys have a good night. God bless.